Home site for Moose basketball. Hello, everybody. I'm Rob Munzing, joined by Nate Munzing here for the broadcast of this one. The Moose, if you're familiar with watching our broadcast, they will be in the dark uniforms tonight. They will be moving left to right. Vermont Tech, they'll be in the white uniforms going from right to left. Well, we're glad you could join us here. And we're set to go for this one. Vermont Tech with it. They're coached by Chris Lizier. They'll get the first possession. This is Hughes with it, skips it back outside. Moves in 2-3 zone as they normally play. The pop outside is good. That's down for Joe Chevalier. Now they'll pick up man-to-man against the Moose. Keith with it out front. Taylor Wilbur back irons a three. Rebound pulled down by Logan White. Willett with it outside. Right side now held. Chevalier is going to knock it out of bounds. It'll stay Vermont Tech basketball.
Well, having a discussion with Coach Jim Ford earlier, talking about Vermont Tech and their offensive scheme kind of being a back door. You can't really do that to the 2-3. So we'll see what they get here. It seems as though, obviously, in that first possession, hitting the three-pointer at the top of the key, but it seems like they're being really patient working around the perimeter.
Comes back outside, held there. Willett all the way across off the shot clock. That one wouldn't go. So back-to-back threes. Chevalier's got one. He misses that one. Here comes Chesley. Keith Chesley. The feed inside to Brandon Rogers. Up and under, around and through. That patented Rogers move. Tough to defend. This is Willett. Right side held now.
Well, of course, it's really hard to defend because it gives you three up fakes.
Exactly right. Good look underneath as they tried to hit Logan White, the 6'4 junior, but it went out of bounds. Moose a little short-handed today, Nate, as the bench will be shortened up a little bit. Keith Priest missing today with a family commitment. And Caleb McGuire also has some family commitments that took precedence today. So that shortens things up for Coach Ford. Garrett outside, didn't go. Here comes the run. Hughes outside in the corner. Held out there now. Looking to make something happen was Ryan. He's going to get it outside. Where it's held outside there by Chevalier. Hughes now. Ryan. They try to break down the 2-3 zone. They'll take the pop outside. It won't go. That was Ryan with the three. 3 possessions, 3 threes, so I guess that's the strategy. Keith wasn't able to get that one down.
Yeah, that ball kind of in a weird spot. I think he was kind of expecting to play it off a hop, but it got to him down by his ankles. A tough one there to judge for Keith. Yeah, interesting here for UMA and their 2-3, kind of allowing those three-pointers. We haven't seen one entry pass from Vermont Tech underneath yet.
Well, here's the take that time. Good take, but didn't get down for Willett.
You got to imagine that Vermont Tech sees that as being kind of the, take the open shot kind of deal by having those three-pointers be available to him.
Pretty move that time by Keith Chesley. Moves up 4-3. Good aggressiveness on the outside of the zone. Taylor Mannix playing some good D. Taylor gets the start today for Caleb McGuire. Hughes, nice skip pass along the baseline. That's a nice fake inside. Let's see, they let that contact go as Mannix was trying to draw the offensive charge, but no harm, no foul. The basket's good, 5-4, Vermont Tech. Half-court set now here for the Moose. This will pop downtown. Wilbur. The skip ahead to Hughes. Hughes goes up. He's got second chance opportunity. No. Third chance, no. And now Wilbur's got it.
Yeah, UMA's got to slow it down. They can't play at a frantic pace today. As soon as I say that, boom, Wilbur hits that three.
Well, that'll slow it down because
Take those all day. You'll take a made three-pointer in transition, absolutely.
yeah, you make a good point, Nate. They don't want to get into a fast-paced game here with the short bench that they have. So sometimes you can't help it. The game dictates that you get going, and when you're fresh, you think, okay, hey, pretty good. Ryan with the Logan White, with the pop outside. Comes Wilbur again, just hit a three. I'm going to call the travel on Wilbur as he went up to make the pass and didn't come down.
Yeah, I'd like Wilbur to set that ball screen up a little bit off of the first couple possessions. We've seen kind of him develop as the lead point guard type for this UMA Moose team, but he never really he never takes that ball all the way down. He's not really threatening in terms of setting that ball screen and taking it off the dribble.
Richard Brown now in the game here for the Moose. This will be three outside, no. Chavaria hit the first one, but he's 0 for 2 since. 8-7. Tight contest. About 5 minutes gone in this one. Ches goes up tough. Can't get it. Rogers with the rebound. Going to throw it back outside. Ches has got a three. Rings it out. Rebound here comes to Zach Willett. Here comes Willett. Pulls it back outside. Good defense there coming over. Rogers or was it Garrett? I couldn't tell, Nate.
Rogers, yeah, it's Brandon coming.
It was Brandon swooping across on the D.
Felt the man below him kind of cutting underneath and was able to get a hand on the ball.
Nick Ryan skips it right. A little trouble handling it. That was Chevalier. Hughes, floater, nice. 10-7, Vermont Tech. Richard Brown with it now. Brown's got it right side to Ches. Comes Rogers in the paint, goes up. Boy, that's good defense. Yeah, it was good call. Good call.
Yeah.
The other official had a...
Jim Ford.
Yeah, I think he'd like him to confer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was ball, but Jim's still not happy. That went out for Wilbur. Willett on the take. Second chance opportunity. Oh, that's a nice rejection by Rogers. Wilbur, he's got to pop that. Yeah. I'm no basketball genius, but when nobody covers Wilbur, he should shoot every time.
Absolutely.
10-9. Pretty good pace to this one.
Yeah, and I really honestly think that UMA can't sustain something like this, not with the short bench they have today. And they played a lot of games in the last couple of weeks, too.
Nice jump stop feed underneath, but Ches has got it. Richard Brown now. Here comes Brownie. Up over the timeline. Moose have got good looks. Here's Rogers with a look in the paint. Up and down.
Every time. There's an obvious mismatch there between Rogers and
most of the league.
Yeah.
Truly.
Good point.
We might be a little provincial. We want to congratulate Brandon Rogers on his 1,000 points. Done in less than 2 years. That's something. Brandon, the Wilbur. He'll pull it out, wait for Troops. Ches is good job on the boards. So far, 1 and out for the most part. That was for Vermont Tech. The Knights of Vermont Tech. Good look underneath. They'll pop it back outside. Hughes got it in the corner. They'll hold it there. Nice baseline take. That was Chevalier, but he couldn't get it down.
Really impressed right now with the rebounding UMA's doing underneath. Nice pass.
And nice finish by Garrett.
So we've seen this a lot. We've seen UMA come out in the first half and really play well, get ahead of teams, and then we've seen in the second half there fatigue really set in. They haven't been able to keep up the pace and the scoring and the shooting that they have. Oh, nice job there by Garrett.
Boy, Garrett came over. Wanted to get the call. They called him for a little bit of body up. Nate'll take a look at it, see if we can't cue a replay up here. Not going to have probably a lot of time for replays today, folks. It's just two of us here. I'm running the camera and doing play-by-play. Nate's running the production. Look at the replay, Nate.
Did, yeah.
Normally I can see the. Wonder how he's liking the weather up here in Bangor. There were frost warnings in the gymnasium when we came in today, but it's warmed up a little bit after one game.
They got to clear it out for Rogers here. Clear it out. There's too much in there.
They're looping inside. Garrett.
Garrett.
And home. Nice job by Garrett. Back-to-back Buckaroos.
Feed the hot hand. It's a tough shot there, being able to spin in the air and square yourself to the basket and make it from that point, nothing but net.
Well, we've seen Garrett just improve his finish in the couple of years that we've followed UMaine basketball. Boy, really.
There it is. This is cleared out.
And going to call a foul. Robert Mannix in the game. Garrett's going to get a break. So they need some good minutes out of Robert, but they've been getting that lately. Wilbur came in and said, well, this isn't the way we drew it up, but he popped the three. Good shot for him. 15-11, Moose. Skip to the corner. Hughes is going to get a three. No, that's going to iron up. Second chance opportunity. He'll come back out to the Knights. He'll go back to work. Jack Griffith's now in the game. Griffith's got the ball out front. Comes all the way around. Be very patient.
Yeah, and I almost think this kind of pace is an advantage to UMA than it is to Vermont Tech.
For the shot clock on the take. Well, they tried to set Griffiths up the whole time they were out there. He's probably a three-point shooter extraordinaire.
Yep.
15-14.
Now he's got that mark. UMA's got to find him.
Rogers, spinorama, no. Griffiths. Get it back outside. Hughes with a three, and he's got it. Back-to-back threes, and we're going to have a quick timeout. Not sure we'll call the timeout. 30-second timeout, I think, by Vermont Tech. So we'll take timeout. We'll come back. More basketball after this.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
Back here after the timeout, we want to thank head coach of Vermont Tech, Chris Legier, for coming up and paying us a great compliment. He says when he's scouting the teams in the conference, he always goes to our site and uses our games. He was very complimentary about our coverage, and you know, we really appreciate that that kind of take up from a coach, and really a classy thing to do. And you know, we want to thank Chris for that, and certainly glad that he's able to use our games, and not to beat UMA, but to scout some of the other teams. And it's not the first time that we've heard that. In fact, Coach Ford was saying most of the guys around the league are using our replays to do some scouting. So as as former coaches, both Nate and I coach, Nate at the collegiate level, and I had a 25-year coaching career, football at the high school level, and baseball and things like that. We know how important it is for coaches to get a look at the teams they're playing and do the scouting. And, we do it for the enjoyment of the players and the parents. And, if we can add the coaches into that, that's great.
Yeah, and Coach Jim Ford said, it's there's no question that adds a benefit when they travel so much throughout the season that if he can sit home and spend some time at home and be able to scout, it's such a big relief to him.
We know other teams also streaming their games, and I don't know if anybody else is doing HD like we are. And I'm not sure anybody's got as good a Maine accents as we do too, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, up here in Bangor.
It's a good job by Taylor Mannix. They ripped that rebound down. Feed them. Oh,
try to get into Robert.
The Mountain.
Mount Mannix. I have Robert give me a piggyback ride home. I bet he gets good traction. Moves to inbound here, tied at 17. Comes out high. Long three. Wilbur kept alive. Tried to get a Mannix, and Gill had a hard time handling that one. Went out of bounds off him. Not sure he was expecting that. So, been a well-officiated game, Nate, you got to say. And announcer's dream. There's a couple of things, keys to announcing here that you look at. One is when you look up more than halfway through the first half of a game and both teams are at one foul. Announcers love that. Because I think Die Starts is calling here after the game. Mannix with it now. Dishes it back off to Wilbur. He goes all the way, comes over, and a little give and go. Pop outside. No, that didn't get down. That was Mannix on the pop. Neither offense clicking in the last several possessions. Comes Wilbur. He's going to take the runner home. Boy, quick transition pop by Taylor Wilbur.
It's such an interesting release that Wilbur has on that shot. He shoots it with just one hand.
Yeah.
You don't see the second hand involved. He's a great shooter, and you can see the release and touch that he has at such a frantic pace. He's dribbling full speed, and he pulls up, and he's got such a soft touch to the basket.
Well, that comes from lots of practice, just like that three right there from Jack Griffiths. Griffiths off the bench, and he has popped a couple home. So we'll stay right with this. A 30-second timeout. Let you know that we will be at the University of Maine in Augusta, the Augusta Civic Center, Wednesday night's game against NHTI, and that game will be senior night for both teams. So some of the festivities going on there, we'll try to catch those and bring those. We'll be able to live stream that one as we'll be back on our home internet at the Augusta Civic Center to get that out to you. So we appreciate the folks at EMCC working with us. It's not their fault. You just, if you don't have the internet line put in, that what they've got here is a residential service that just cannot handle streaming. Most of the colleges and the Civic Center and places like that have faster lines. So that's all the tech talk we'll do today. Get back to the game. Trap in the corner.
Wow, Vermont Tech with an aggressive trap.
Wow.
They just jumped on Garrett. Wow, I haven't seen a trapping scheme like that at all this season. I'm curious to find out if they're going to go back to it next defensive set.
Yeah, it kind of caught everybody by surprise, us included. Nate picked up on it. But it looked like a feeding frenzy. It looked like meat in the water.
Piranhas on some.
Jeez.
Wow.
This is Willette with it. You can see that Vermont Tech has gone to their bench, which they can do. Beautiful save.
Shot clock's at 5.
Up. And going to get a push off underneath.
Yeah, you got to imagine it's something like that if Brandon doesn't come even close to touching the ball.
Yeah. And that was Eli Wilder with the call. That's only the second team foul. So Nobody's in any kind of difficulty here either way, as we said. Fast-paced first half, only a couple of timeouts called. Wilbur's going to launch. Iron, second chance rebound. Chaz, used the backboard to shield the defender and glassed her home. Willette in the paint, kicks it back outside. Hughes got it. Now they'll reset the offense. Follansby will come in back to a cut, prettily done. And a foul over the back. I think it's going to go Rogers.
Yeah, and if you're UMA, I think you're okay with that. As long as if they get the ball underneath and you have someone there to defend, I think UMA's got the advantage. Obviously, there it's a different scenario with the cut down. He did beat Brandon, and Brandon was on his back. Obviously, that's why the call was made. But I would be okay with UMA going ahead and letting Vermont Tech, feed the ball down underneath with their back to the basket and defending from that point on. We've seen Vermont Tech have a lot of success moving the ball around and making some deep three-pointers.
He's a junior. He'll get a second shot here. And he'll knock it down. Breaks the tie. Moose. Rogers tried to dish it underneath, didn't go. Numbers here for the Knights. Willette dishes it underneath, hangs up there. And here comes Keith Chesley. Keith goes. Fouls on Ches. Quite an accident down there. But he scrapes himself up and is okay there.
Check the replay here, see if his
Logan
feet
White
were set.
was trying to get it, and he finally does. Taylor's got it. Back outside. Pop Rogers. Irons up. No. Mannix kept it loose. And off shot by Brown didn't get down. Mannix did a good job keeping it alive. Dish underneath to Hughes. The give off. Moose are doing a good job contesting inside and finally had to come outside for the pop. That was for Rand. Breaks the tie. Wilbur's going to iron it and use.
Thing is, he's just barely off every time. You know, he's taken a couple threes. He's probably missed about 4 of them, but they're close. They're deep, though.
Ryan's got it.
He's one of those guys who's got to keep shooting, too.
Yeah, he does. Because, you know, he could miss 3 and then hit the next 4 threes in like a 4 straight possession. So, truly, that's what you got to do. So Garrett's back in. Well, with dishes inside, and we're going to get a push. Yeah, Keith was trying to get his spot down on the blocks and got pushed from behind.
Yeah, I'd like to see UMA or Wilbur take some focus and work the ball to Brandon Rogers' side and see if the two of them can kind of play. We've only seen Brandon touch the ball down to the box maybe 3 times. and he's had really good success.
Follinsby back in the game for the Knights. Mannix to inbound here for the Moose. Almost tipped away. Wilbur got it. Now it's dished and out. Ryan got it right side. He got the return pass in the paint. Goes up strong and gets fouled. So Nick Ryan from Perth, Australia, where it is summer. First one's good. Well, the hunt is on to get in the Elite Eight tournament, so that was a tough loss that the Moose took the other night, Friday night. EMCC beat him on a falling out of bounds, crashed in off the glass, bank shot at the buzzer. Rogers, no. 4-point lead. Wilbur came skidding over, but he couldn't stop it. Here comes Wilbur, back the other way.
Well, I was a little worried that he was going to make a bad choice, but he made a good one. Great shot.
Hughes went up a little out of control, and it's going to be Knight basketball. Coming back in the game, Jack Griffiths, the 5'11 freshman. Ellesmere, Port, England. We saw Griffiths come in. He hit 2 threes, I think it was, Nate, right out of the gate, so they probably have an out-of-bounds play set for him. They're probably going to get it back in the corner. And here he is out high with the 3. Looks to dish it right side. He does.
You can extend up on him.
The return pass. Off in the corner is good for Logan White. 6'4", junior forward. 7-point lead now. 2:30 left. Crucial couple of minutes for the Moose. They need to keep this thing under control. That's a beautiful entry pass, but it didn't get down. Now we got a foul in the action. Let's see which way it'll go. And going to be called on Keith, I think.
Yeah, you know, Vermont Tech had position there. I don't know what Keith was trying to reach around for. It didn't make much sense. It was definitely a foul.
Come the Knights. Follinsby got it right side of Griffiths. He's way out, but they come out on him because he's proven that he can be a 3-point shooter. Entry into Hughes. Good contest underneath there, and that ball's loose and comes to Wilbur. 1:55 left.
And that's my point. That entry into the middle of the paint, they've got 3 guys defending there. I'd say that's exactly what they want to have happen.
Garrett went up, nobody to rebound. This is Griffiths with it. Jack Griffiths, left side it goes. Logan, no. And rebound. Brown got it to Wilbur, tough one to handle. Wilbur's going to lose it out of bounds, and neither side in a situation the last couple of trips down has been very smooth. Final instructions. Griffiths.
Good read.
Stolen.
So take your time here and finish.
And Brownie's up and good. Boy, that was a big steal by Richard. Closes it to 5.
Yeah, Brownie's a hustle guy.
Yeah, and this favors possessions now for the Moose. If they can get a stop, they could out-possession them here going down the end of the half and maybe crawl right back to within a basket or so. Crucial time right now, both teams, I think, right here at the half. Hughes is going to pop outside. Doesn't go. The rebound's loose. Who's got it? Wilbur's got it. Here comes Taylor.
Yeah, if they go ahead, they get a quick one here, they're going to get another possession.
They'll feed it inside. This is Rogers. They look to clear out. Rogers goes up, under, around. He wants the foul call, but he doesn't get it. Griffiths. Wilbur on him. They shut it off. Good hustle defense by UMA getting back there that time. As the Knights had some numbers, we got a loose tire here in the interstate.
You're right, Rob. They were outnumbered coming down 3-2 and getting the stoppage here.
Griffiths inbound. Got it inside to Ryan. He might have traveled. Yeah, he did. Nick Ryan tried to make a little room for himself there, and he made the room, but he did it without getting the ball on the floor. Garrett's got it. Shot clock off. So the Moose will look for the best one they can get. You want one of the shooters with the ball here. Got to figure Ches, Rogers, Wilbur.
Yeah, Wilbur
take
should
this
set up
shot.
in the corner somewhere.
Ches is way downtown. Ironed it, almost got it, and that will do it for the half. So good half of basketball here for EMCC. The home Moose trail by 5 as the Knights lead this one 30-25. Well, we'll take a break, and then we'll come back, let you know when to rejoin us for a second half of action after these messages.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
I was working full-time and raising 2 kids when I enrolled at UMA. With online classes and a site near my house, I could live in York County and never have to drive to Augusta, and all at a price I could afford. Because of UMA, I am now a certified public accountant. And I stayed close and I went far, very far. I was working full-time and raising.
Teams are back out, getting set for second half action. Rob Munsing, Nate Munsing here, the Munsing Media duo. Call it crew today, duo today. Mind you, like we said, we'll be up there at our perch high above courtside Wednesday night. And that'll be senior night. First possession, go to the Knights. They'll pop outside. Won't go. Second chance opportunities here for the Knights. Crucial couple of minutes, as it always is at the start of a half. That's Hughes, goes up, no. Third chance opportunity is board-bounding Knights give themselves multiple opportunities here at the start of the half. Come into the paint. Willett get it right side. This is Hughes. Shot clock down about 5. Pop outside. 3. Willett, no, won't go. And another hustle play by Hughes keeps it alive. Frustration leads to the foul.
Yeah, I mean, you got to come up with a rebound there and offensive possessions. 4 chances to score, and they did. They got up 3 shots, and that would have potentially here putting up 4.
Back outside, they'll come in to Hughes. He'll dribble it off his foot, get a lucky break. It came right back to him. Leaner in the paint is good. Nick Ryan. And coast to coast and a quick out. One of the few breaks. And Hughes with the finish. Crucial right here. This is early, but it's got 34-25. And I think coach is going to come with the timeout. We'll take it as well. We'll come back. More basketball off this.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
Taylor Mannix to inbound here for the Moose after the timeout. Coach Ford selling the troops down. They need a good possession here. Wilbur goes baseline. Got stripped away. We heard the Knights huddle, their coaching staff talking about the great energy they came out with. Another second chance opportunity here. Chevalier will hold. It'll go left side now. Zach Willett gets it back. Nice contest by the Moose, but another second chance opportunity.
Yes.
Hughes.
6-1 in rebounds right now.
Pop outside. Killer right there. Logan White. Rogers. Ches, tough, no, loose. This one comes out high. Wilbur tracks it down. 12-point lead. Incumbent upon the Moose here to get a run going, and they get a nice give and go. That was a nice finish by Garrett Alley and a nice feed by Wilbur that time.
Yeah, nice job with the pick and roll there. You know, I've been wanting them to attack that, and Wilbur, you can see it, give Garrett the head shake there, and he brought his man right down into Garrett. So Garrett's defender had to go and take Wilbur because it was such a good screen. Good roll there in a lane and a put up and in finish by Garrett. Nice job.
Entry in, rolls out. That was Ryan. But you can see that the Knights want to go inside this half, don't they, Nate?
Yeah, and I'd say go ahead, let them. They haven't had very much success from doing that. They've been killing it from the three-point line. And they've also done a good job of spreading the floor out and hitting, you know, like 18-foot or 12-foot jump shots.
Well, Wilbur just daggered one on the floor with a hustle play. Taylor Wilbur. Hughes gets it right side. Baseline pop. In, out. Tapped out. Second chance opportunity again.
Yeah, Taylor with the tap out there. I think he's got to understand where his teammates are. They're all going to be underneath the basket, so there's no point in tapping it out when you're in your defensive set. Offensively, yeah, you'd want to because that's usually where your teammates are.
Well, that with is going to swing it right side to Nick Ryan. We'll let her get it back, and he'll pop to downtown. Ironed up. Second chance opportunity here. Willett takes it in the corner, back outside.
Nice cut off there by Taylor, take away baseline.
Offense will be reset out here by Zach Willett. Goes left. Ryan with it, almost dribbled it away. Hughes with it. Up in the air. Uncontested pop. No, ironed up. And Rogers tracks on the rebound. Gets it ahead to Ches. Here comes Keith. Bullet pass. Not able to be handled underneath by Garrett. Alley, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, Keith really forced that one into Wilbur. Was calling for it.
Oh, it's Wilbur. Okay.
Yeah, it was down. It was going to Wilbur, but you know Keith saw him open at the three-point line and couldn't get him the ball. And I think that's one of those things that you anticipate that you're mad because you know your shooter wanted the ball at a certain spot and you couldn't get it to him. So then you forced it there.
Went off Rogers. Good call. Officials, for the most part, are staying out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, this almost now 6 minutes has really flown by.
sure Vermont Tech would like a quick game if they can get it, because they got to get on the road and could get bad out. Three-pointer. Ryan, no.
Oh, that's extra steps.
Yeah, that was Ryan. He didn't take the one over the other corner. Probably was Chevalier, maybe number 12, I think. Caleb Wilbur with it now, sets the offense here. Rogers comes up to set the pick. Doesn't roll. They roll it into Garrett there, and Garrett's going to go and get fouled. Good job on the take. Garrett playing very aggressively in the offensive end tonight.
Yeah. But
He's got like 3 nice finishes so far tonight.
You bring up a really good point there, Rob, on the screen where Rogers going ahead and setting the ball screen, didn't roll off the pick. I think they need to do more of that and get aggressive and start attacking down to the basket. Even off the screen, the teammates say it's Rogers and Wilbur. If they're doing a two-man game where they're coming up and setting the screen, I mean, Wilbur's got to take the ball down to the hole. You know, for the defensive part of that, they got to know that they have to go ahead and defend him.
Well, Garrett, nice finish here. Got the 2 free throws, closes it to within 5, and Coach Jim Ford taking a timeout, maybe the rest of the troops. We'll take the timeout too. We'll come back. More basketball after this.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand.
I didn't really think about going to college. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is
Instructing the troops, but enough, you get 15 timeouts in some game. It's not like that, so, you know.
I don't know about that.
Ooh. Tough one here.
But I like that adjustment by Coach Ford, extending that zone trap up.
Take a look at it here.
Hard to tell from there.
And here comes the trap a little more. And the ball's in the middle and knocked away. Wilbur's got it. Who's got it now? Rogers. And he got hit, but they didn't call anything. Ches on the take. The runner is good. Well, nice little run here by the Moose. They've got it back within a 3-point game. And here comes the trap. And I think that's going to... That's a foul. A timeout call. Okay.
Yeah, Vermont Tech taking the timeout. That was close, though. There was an extended arm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought maybe that's what they were going to go with there. So we'll stay right with it here. Let you know, Wednesday night will be our final Moose call of the season here as we'll swing into action with a 5:30 women's game from the Augusta Civic Center. Then if you're a fan of high school basketball, Muncie Media will be not doing it as Muncie Media. We actually work for a company called Play On, who has the Maine State quarterfinal rights. So we'll be working for them, and it's on the NFHS network. The Muncie Media guys will be there to bring you the high school quarterfinals from the Augusta Civic Center. We'll be doing 24 games. Thankfully, I won't be doing all 24.
That's what you think.
Comes inside to use. Stripped away. That was Garrett in there, wreaking havoc. Little give and go. Garrett's got it. And he's got it finished. Beautiful pass by Wilbur, though. Nice touch pass by Taylor Wilbur. Moose within one. Moose call.
I mean, what a play by Coach Ford here to go ahead and out of that timeout, rest his guys, and then go into this frantic trap that's caused Vermont Tech all this trouble in the last 3 offensive possessions.
Well, I'd love to see how teams react to timeouts, because it's usually an indication of how they listen to their coaching staffs, and you've got it there, Nate. Vermont Tech on good defense here as well. Comes Keith. That hit outside. What do they call?
Travel.
Travel, okay.
Yeah, it's far side to us. I didn't really see too much.
Knights with some changes here. Knights are going to swing it all the way across. Baseline now. Hughes has got it. Skips it outside. He'll reset it here. Collinsby got it right side here to Ryan. Ryan skips it back.
Nice block.
Blocked by Rogers, and let's see where the shot clock is. It's at 5.
See, in this scenario, I like to go a little man because you only have 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah. They get the inbounds and the shot off, but it won't go. Whoa, what was the buzzer?
The buzzer was for the shot clock, which should have reset, but it didn't.
Okay.
And
Well,
which, whenever you hear that, you're programmed
Yeah.
to just stop playing.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. No, nothing out of Coach Ford. I mean, you got to, always play. Oh, they tried to get it down inside. Garrett's been good in there, but that one got away. 3-point lead here for the Knights. 11:54 left. Lots of time in this one. Comes the trap. They got him in a trap position, but they got it inside nicely. Good ball movement here by the Knights here in the half court.
Yeah, it's pretty good ball movement, but it's not in a scoring sense. It's not, they're just kind of moving the ball around the outside of this trap.
Now they come in. Got into the elbow area, went out of bounds, 9 on the shot clock. Well, part of the strategy might be they might want to be running these guys around a little bit too,
that's a
Nate.
good point. That's a really good point. Although they might have gone 9 deep in their bench, but not consistently. I think they're only moving about 7, playing 7 guys maybe.
Well, Coach Lezier might have noticed that the Moose a little short there, as we said. They missed Caleb McGuire, Keith Priest today. Pop. No. Good second chance opportunity used. No, won't go. Rogers skybound. Comes Keith. Waits for Troops. Gets it back outside. With Brown with it. Brown goes right side. On the take. Won't go. Rebound. Hughes. Fast break opportunity here. Let's see which way it's going to go. It's going to go offensive. So the offensive call on Ryan Folensby.
Is that Brownie who set himself up there?
I believe it was.
Good job.
Little things. Three-point game. Brown's got it outside. Look for some help. Now he's got it over the right side to Keith. Alley-oop inside to Rogers. He hasn't been able to get in there very often. But when he does, he makes something happen. That was a nice entry. Rogers went up, got fouled. He'll go to the free throw.
Didn't like that,
line.
huh? Couple free 3-pointers.
Rogers will get a second. Get it down to 2 with this, and he does. It's been a good game here from EMCC. This home game, a Moose call, made possible by Maine Athletic Fundraising and the fine folks at UMA. Held outside there. Tough pass to handle, came into Logan White, out of bounds.
And again, I just can't stop talking about the adjustment in that zone to push it up and allow those entry passes. They haven't done anything underneath.
Steal here. Hughes has got it. No, they're going to call it on the floor.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it was early. Bench working the officials a little bit, but they were working the guy that did make the call. So looks like we're going to get a timeout on the floor. So we got a timeout. We'll hear from the fine folks at Maine Athletic Fundraising, and then we'll come back after this.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
I had gone to 3 other colleges. I got talked into giving one more place a shot, and that place happened to be UMA. The credits from my 3 other schools transferred in really easily, and I didn't agree.
Moose come out of the timeout. Last time they had a timeout, Coach Ford came up with the defense that has got them back in the game. This got out to like a 12 or so point lead.
It was over 10.
Yeah, I think it was a 12-point lead at one time for the Knights early in the second half. And the second part of this second half, to the 10-minute marker, so the last 5 minutes or 6 minutes since the trap came up, has been really good for the Moose. So we've got a good one brewing here to finish up. Baseline pop is short, but the take back easy put up for White, but he didn't get it down. But geez, easy rebound is what I meant to say there. That time he didn't get checked out, and sometimes it's a little hard to check somebody out when you come flying through the air at that three-point shoot. You get no chance. You're just trying to, get the hand waved in front of him.
Yeah, Brandon went out and contested that shot. His momentum, through the jump carried him outside even the court. So there really wasn't anyone around. Mannix was a little bit out of position, but good foul.
Well, it worked out well.
Yep.
Mannix with the rebound. Garrett at the scorer's table just below us. You see Garrett there. Comes Wilbur. He gets harassed from the backside. Ball's out of bounds. 2-point game. Moose have clawed back. Garrett come in. Mannix out. Brown right side. Garrett's way out. Loops it inside to Ches.
Oh, that's
what a nice move by Ches. He got it back again somehow. He got stripped away out of bounds.
I thought that was it for sure. I was already giving him credit for the points. But that's a mismatch. They got to find that. They got to utilize Keith here big time underneath.
Yeah, he's on Wallensby.
They got to clear it out, work it around the other side, get it to Keith.
Double dribble. Called on Wilbur.
Yeah, I got to agree with Jim Ford here.
Yeah.
He had that ball knocked away, and then he regained possession and then started to dribble again. It looked weird. I'll give you that, but that's because
weird.
it got knocked away.
I don't know if we can get it back up again, Nate, or not, but save it for maybe a timeout to look at again. Instructional purposes only. Rogers went up. Hughes with a big rebound there.
I think Brandon's got to readjust his scheme here. Usually does at least 1 or 2 up fakes. I think off his initial catch, he should just go to the basket because he's going to beat his defender.
Hughes hit a pop. I think there's a little fatigue both sides. Don't forget the Knights played EMCC in a game last night. So you got to think they've got some weariness in their legs. Brown on call. Nobody in foul trouble personal-wise, and he's side out. That's not the fifth foul.
Which not a bad thing. You kind of want to be at almost that foul scenario that it is right now, because say you're behind, you're going to want to stop the clock when you want to dictate that.
Fallensby with a good, clean break of that press. Ryan's got it now back outside. Held now by White. White's going to pop down and hit a big one. The big man outside drilled the three.
UMA's got to do a better job getting out and let those guys try and bring the ball down to the paint, because they're doing such a good job defensively down there, but they haven't done it much against the three-point line.
Well, here comes the trap in its own right by the Knights. Keith goes and got pushed. Fourth foul. Fallensby on the call on the foul.
And the trash can's there because there's a drip.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I was wondering. That's a funny place for a trash can.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether Coach Ford was chewing tobacco now or not. Maybe he was spitting into it.
That'd be an NCAA violation.
And there's lots of investigators hanging around this gym. Pull back out. Zach Willett. Hughes dropped inside. Ryan dropped it back out. Good patience shown here. The pop outside. No. Rebound comes long, and it comes to Ryan.
Yeah, tough spot there. It's just, a three-point line is going to be an extended rebound. For it to get over the head of Brandon, that means it's way out there.
7-point lead now. Big possession right here in this game. And the Knights are milking the clock. They're at 17 on the shot clock.
Yeah, smartly.
Penetration. That was a nice put up by Zach Willett.
They're a great shooting team, from a 12-foot, 10-foot range.
They want to get into Brandon Rogers. You could hear Coach get it into Brandon. Garrett's going to inbound. 46-37. Taylor Weber's going to get a quick break here. They'll need his potential three-point shooting in. Comes over to Keith. He's off the glass and home. That was almost a must-make situation here with about 6.5 left here. Not must, but...
Well, every possession here, obviously you're limited in your offensive set, so they're that much more important, obviously. And Coach Ford's got them running ragged right now, trying to get a trap.
They get a break and it goes out of bounds, so they got what they wanted.
Exactly. It's just, what kind of toll is that going to take away on the opposite side? Because it will.
Yeah, you might need another timeout to rush the troops here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to get timeout on the floor. 5:58 left here. We'll take the timeout. We'll come back with more basketball after this.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
And all at a price I could afford. Because of UMA, I am now a certified public accountant and the chief financial officer of the Sanford Springville YMCA. Very far.
UMaine basketball. 46-39. 7-point lead at the 6-minute mark. Big possessions all the time.
I'd like to see Keith and Rogers get on the same side here. Keith up at the wing and Rogers down the box. See if they get the ball down to Rogers.
Yeah, they're working hard to deny.
There we go,
Here's
cleared
Rogers
out.
with it there. Get out of his way. Let him go spinorama. Ball got tipped away.
Yeah, Garrett's got to clear out there for Rogers. He brought his extra defender over, and it made it harder for Brandon to work.
Behooves the Knights to space the floor. They do. They might have got travel there. Yeah, I was going to say the Knights probably should have used some time there. With a 7-point lead, Nate, I think offensively, your smart play is to use the shot clock, unless you get a really good look early.
There, now Aaron, just clear out.
Rogers out high. Gets it back out.
I'd say get him the ball now. His defender's on the ground.
And let's see, somebody's hurt. That's Hughes, Jamal Hughes.
Sometimes I feel bad for Brandon because he gets, I wouldn't say picked on, but guys defend him very hard. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, and you almost have to because if you don't get on him and muscle him up, he's like covering vapor, and next thing you know, he's gone. Hope Hughes is okay there. Looks like he's holding his upper shoulder here.
Yeah.
Get a towel there, do some work on the floor where he went down, Zach Willett. That's what you like about players at this level, Nate, Zach just comes over and says, give me a towel, I'll clean it up.
Yep.
Take care of it. Huh? Some kid on scholarship with a Mercedes, not doing that at Division I.
One getting paid.
Yeah, he'd have his butler come to it. So we hope Hughes is okay.
Well, this could be interesting, too. If he's out and he can't come back in, he's done a really good job in the second half against Brandon.
Yeah. He's really played hard. He surely has. He's a good, tough player. He plays taller than 6'2", Nate.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? He's really got good ups, and I hope that shoulder's going to be okay for him. And I think the Knights coach is going to take a timeout. Coach Legier is going to call the timeout, get some things squared away here at 5:06 left. I didn't see if it was a full or a 30-second timeout.
Looks like
Nate.
a full. I think they have, last time I saw them, they had 3 full, so I think he's got 2 full now.
Okay, so full, so we'll take the full too. So we'll come back after this.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
Our goal here at Maine Athletic.
The Moose Huddle, Jim Ford, going through his instructions with his troops here. Get them set to go.
Well, the time is going to dictate, defensively the pace in which you're going to set. And I can imagine that the UMA Moose, as they've come out in the last couple of minutes with their trap, are going to be running all over the place, trying to really, get in the heads or the flow of Vermont Tech here, trying to force some turnovers for sure.
Well, they got Brown in the handle of basketball. That'll put Wilbur at the off guard. Good hustle rebound by Keith. So they may be able to try to set Wilbur up maybe for some threes as well. Though they don't need it. They just need to play good sound basketball. Rogers, they'll look to clear for him. He goes. Good defense. He's got it back again. Back outside. Keith. Got it!
Big hit there.
Big hit.
There we go. Extend the trap up.
They've got Griffiths in there now to the outside. Remember, he's a good three-point shooter, Griffiths. That was a pretty well-played offensive series that time as Nick Ryan got loose. There was room for Nick, and he took it.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the amount of space that there was. There was a lot of space for Garrett to have to defend there. Put him in a tough spot.
So they got the ball into Chaz. Back outside to Rogers. Rogers makes room for himself, and just undefensible. What a play by Rogers.
Yeah, I mean, he makes it look so easy. That's a very tough. He almost put his defender to sleep thinking that he was going to dribble back out, and he's got such a long reach. He's right in front of the basket all of a sudden, laying it in.
Good defense here that time by the Moose.
Yeah, that's what they didn't get last time, is Rogers being able to come down.
That one got away from Brown. 48-44, 3:20 left, an eternity and a half left in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Good contest going on here.
Brandon's got to have close to 6 blocks tonight.
Yeah, he does. So here comes the potential trap, and it is.
There, that's the spot.
Didn't get it down in time.
Yep.
Knights be impatient as they should. Good to see Jamal back in the game. Throws it up. No. Rogers spins it away. Got it to Wilbur. Wilbur pulls out. Got it tipped away. Hughes. Let's see. It'll go against Hughes. So because they're playing some decent defense, the Moose have stayed in this. A couple of throwaways on the offensive end the last 2 times down. They'll need a good clean possession here with some points. And there's no hurry. They don't need to hurry themselves. Hughes on Rogers. Rogers underneath to Garrett. Garrett couldn't get it home. They'll fight for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see. It'll be Knights basketball.
You've got to say there was an awful lot of contact on that rebound.
Ryan got it in the corner. They'll try to space the floor, make some room. They do. Hughes. Ryan, this is well executed so far here in the half court by the Knights, not allowing the Moose to get the trap on. 8 on the shot clock. Hughes with a nice fake, but didn't get it down. Keith's got it. Chez ahead of the pack. Comes to Wilbur. Inside to Garrett. Goes up, gets fouled. So the Moose have not executed well offensively in 3 trips down, but the Knights haven't either, so it stayed, Nate, for a couple of minutes at 48-44. Low scoring tilt. You know, we see a lot of these games, Nate, that are up in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, this is a defensive battle tonight, or this afternoon.
First one's out. So Garrett hit this one to make it a 1-possession tilt at 3. Garrett, a good, strong game he's played tonight. Doesn't go. It's tipped around. Who's got it? Knights. Out of the pack, Rogers has got it and managed to control it without dribbling. There's a force. And the Moose were lucky. Keith's got it. Skipped outside. Now they're going to reset the offense at 1:30 left in the game. To Rogers it comes. Rogers, they double him. They give it back inside. They let him work. Underneath. Garrett goes up. Got fouled, I think, and didn't get a call. Boy, it looked like a little push there, but...
Yeah, I mean, for him to have gotten that far, receive the pass where he did, and then get pushed under the basket from where he's shooting so far underneath, I mean, he's not going to put himself there.
So we'll let this play out. You'll see the Moose will try to trap, and the Knights will try to use the 17 remaining seconds on this shot clock if they can.
Yeah, that's a spot right there.
And they got it. Well, the Knights have left the door open. Rogers with it on the side. Goes up. Good defense on him. Let's see which way it's going to go. Fouls on Rogers. Coach Ford's on the floor, and I think we're going to get a timeout. Going to be a full timeout, Nate?
Yep.
So we're going to be shooting some free throws on this one. So we'll take a quick timeout ourselves. We'll come back. We'll save a little time to come back and talk about our next game when we come back after this.
Fundraising is to raise your program or group the most amount of money possible in the shortest amount of time, hassle-free.
Over the last 3 years, we've been able to raise over $10,000 every year, which has really allowed us to get the extra stuff the kids really need to run a successful program.
One of our biggest goals at Maine Athletic Fundraising is to really develop a relationship on the ground with the coaches, the community, and the boosters that are involved, and help bring them together and understand how important it is to fundraise.
We're back here seeing the Moose huddle. Been corrected here. It's going to be inbounds for the Knights. They got a 4-point lead, 39.7 seconds left. 35, of course, is the shot clock here in college. So the Moose will have to step the pressure up to full. So you got Brown, Wilbur, Chesley, Mannix, and Rogers in the game.
And Vermont Tech brings everybody up in the forecourt.
So what they were doing is they were going to try to get a sneak away, I think, but they called it off when UMA set up in the zone look. Comes high, it's going to be stolen. Caleb Mannix with it, looks for help, gets it to Rogers.
They got to go.
26 seconds left. Brown goes. The three, got it! 1 point game, 20.9 seconds left. Hughes has got it. 15 left. Skipped right side. Ryan, and he gets fouled. You had to foul him. So the big three. And I think UMA's got 2 left. They're going to take one right here. And it will be a full timeout. We'll stay right here with this, Nate. We'll talk strategy here, both sides.
Yeah, we're going to get a chance to see that three-pointer by Keith, but even before that, Taylor Mannix with the interception. You're going to see it here. He's got the ball, outlets it to Rogers, and Brown bring the ball down, kicking it out to Keith, who's open for the three, and big hit.
That was well executed. The defense by Mannix, Taylor with the big steal. Good decision by Brown. And then the kick out over to Keith, and Keith nailed it.
Yep. Well, one of the things I think we want to point out on the trap, they pushed the ball so far back under the basket of their opponent that it just made Vermont Tech player completely frantic.
Right.
He didn't know what to do with the ball. He just literally threw the ball up in the air. Right, and then Taylor was able to come over and intercept that. I think it was Wilbur on the rotation came down and pressed it further back underneath the basket. So good job for Wilbur to be able to do that defensively. And a great job by UMA. Exactly what they needed to have happen. So this is going to be awfully interesting coming down in the last 12 seconds.
Well, you know, the thing too, Nate, is I think they when they set up, it looked like man press, and they had to play for a man press, but they had to call it off. You heard the call from the bench. You know, to go zone. So
we got a one-on-one situation here.
First one's good. 2-point game. Out. Rebound. Loose. 8 seconds.
Got to get the ball to Brandon and Keith.
Get it to a shooter. They've got it to Keith. There's your shooter. And it doesn't go.
Great defense by Vermont Tech.
Yeah, they played it tough. Boy, back-to-back heartbreaking losses up here at EMCC and back-to-back games. This one a home game, a 2-point game, one-point game the other night when they lost on a bank 3 at the buzzer. They had a chance at the buzzer that time, but it didn't go down. Exciting game here from EMCC as the Knights of Vermont Tech will come out with a 2-point 49-47 win here on Saturday afternoon. Well, we hope you enjoyed the replay of this one. Glad we could bring it to you. Good luck to both teams as they head into final action. And we will be with you Wednesday night from the Augusta Civic Center for the game that will be senior night, as we will usher out the seniors on the men's and women's team. Well, that's going to do it for us at Munzing Media. We thank you, and we wish you the very best. Good night, everybody.